Welcome to part 2 of our third episode of All You Ever Wanted to Know About Rebounding. In this part we will learn into detail, we go into detail into the theme of alignment. We show you again how to position the feet in the way that they are not pronating. Then we show you how to do alternate rebounding, alternate with the feet, so left, right, how to do that in a correct way. And at the end we show an exercise which specifically pumps the lymph fluid through the body. So have fun! Alignment is a very important subject, specifically in rebounding, because in rebounding you are coming into a higher G-force, and with that you have more impact on the body, which makes rebounding so very efficient. But you want to be correctly aligned in order not to hurt your body. And I often compare this alignment work with the basis of the foundation of a house. You know, if the foundation is laid correctly and you really paid attention on that, then you can build on that whatever you want to build, and you can create beautiful things on top of this. This is the same with rebounding. As soon as you have your foundation of the alignment, the foot positioning and all these things in place, then you can do basically everything in rebounding, all kinds of different exercises. You can train all different muscle groups. But if the basis is not correct, then you always have the possibility of injuring yourself, and that's not what we want. That's why we go and we spend a little bit more time into going into detail into this theme. Today we look a bit more in depth into the alignment, how we stand correctly on the rebounder. We have already seen with the feet alignment, and now we are going to the full body alignment. And you see here there is a vertical alignment between the ankle, the knee, the hip, the shoulder, and then just behind the ear. So you can imagine to have your body, your head is like a balloon and it's going upward in the upward direction, and then the spine is hanging on that balloon like a thread. And here at the tailbone you can imagine you have an anchor hanging, and that anchor goes down, down, down into the earth, and basically you are bouncing along this alignment, the head going up like a balloon, and this anchor here going down, 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 down into the earth. And along this alignment you're rebounding. That's also why I call rebounding alignment in motion. And Gianna, can you come in a soft bouncing, please? Okay, yeah, that's it. And a little bit more. Great. Thank you. Now another thing where we want to pay attention on are our knees. We want to make sure that the knees here are not blocked. Diana, can you block it so that we see how that looks like? See, that's blocked, and now unblock. Okay. And we also don't need to go too deep, so you can go a little bit more deep that we see that. What we don't need to do, just go a little bit deeper in the knees. Yeah, exactly. That's also not what we need. And block the knees again. Okay, and that's the contrary, we don't want to do that, and just unlock it, that's the correct position. Thank you. Again, we want to look at the pronation, and here you see Jayana's heel bone nicely aligned, that means to a 90-degree angle to the floor. And Jayana, can you now pronate, please? Okay, very well. Now you see here the ankles are falling in. We don't have a 90-degree angle anymore, the angle is now like that. And come to a normal position again. Here we are in a 90-degree angle, and that's exactly what we want. Now in order to achieve that, for somebody who's pronating, what they want to do, they want to put a little bit more weight here on the outside of the heel. You see that here on the outside, left and right here on the outside. With that you bring the heel bone back in a 90-degree angle to the floor. Now what I want to show you now is, instead of bouncing parallel with the feet, to alternate the feet, because there are a lot of exercises where it is really great that you can alternate the feet, so that means left, right, left, right. So Gianna, come in a soft bouncing please, and the left, right movement, yeah, that's great. And then when we come a little bit more rigorously, at some point the heel will leave the mat, and then that's what we are going to do exactly. Voila. So what is important when we do this left-right movement is that we pay attention on our arches. So that is the length arch, and then we have here the horizontal arch. The horizontal arch should not be hurt in any way. In the contrary, we want to strengthen it. So what we do is when we do the left-right movement, we are not bending at the toe. Gianna, can you just show how that is when you're bending on the toe? Because there we would break the arch. Instead of, we are pointing the toes up like that, exactly. So we go in the movement from down up to the toe when we're coming up, exactly. And that's how you want to do that. So I want to show an exercise now, what I call the calf pump. It starts with the left-right bouncing, left-right, left-right, and then at some point we come with the toe on the top, exactly. And there you really will feel after a while that your calves are really pumping the fluid up into your body, the lymphatic fluid. It's a great exercise to pump back the lymphatic fluid in your upper body. So again, you point your toes instead of breaking at the arches. Great. Thank you, Diana. Rebounding friends, this is the end of our third episode of All You Ever Wanted to Know About Rebounding. This time we learned a lot about the alignment of the body, the correct foot positioning, again we looked at this. Then we showed you how to alternate left, right bouncing. And at the end, we showed you an exercise which specifically pumps the lymphatic fluid through the body. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm looking forward to get again a lot of comments and questions on this show. And I'm looking forward also to meet you next Friday here on www.rebounding.tv. Bounce in good health.